Hello, buddy. Welcome back to the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'll be reacting to my third and final scary storyteller channel. And it's Nightmare Files. And the video that I'll be reacting to is 3 Disturbing True Horror Stories featuring MrCreepyPasta. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag, shall we? Okie dokie, here we go.
About a year ago in my final semester in college, I worked at a department store in the mall.
Okay.
I didn't have a car yet, so I asked for the day shifts because it was a 2-hour bus ride back home. So basically, if I had a closing shift, I'd get done at 11 but not get home until around 1 a.m. But sometimes I'd be given a closing shift, much to my annoyance since I had class at 6 a.m. And my mother worries about me because who wants their kid on public transportation at night?
I know exactly. That would be very stressful for any parent. And plus, if your kid is a college student and they got to go to classes around 6 a.m. in the morning, they can't be doing all these closing shifts. But if you don't do it, you're going to lose your job. So you just work through it, close up everything, get out quick as you can, and try to get some sleep when you get home. And if you drink some coffee, you'll definitely be alert to do other things too. But anyway, let's continue on with the story, see what happens next.
My managers, being the jerks that they were, gave me a week of closing shifts, knowing my situation. I was pissed, but whatever. So one night, I had just finished my shift and I got on the bus. I sat in the middle of the bus. I was minding my own business with my earbuds in. I usually did that because I didn't like people talking to me, so I made it look like I was listening to music. And I occupied myself by playing a crossword puzzle on my phone. About 5 seats behind me, I hear these guys speaking Spanish. Now, my mother is Dominican, but people never know that I am, so while I understand a fair bit of Spanish, I don't speak it. So I hear them talking, but I don't pay any attention because it's rude to eavesdrop. All until they say, "That kid in front of us." Then my ears perk up. I keep my earbuds in so that they think I can't hear them. And I continue to listen. What they're saying is horrific. To paraphrase it, they knew my stop because they've been watching me for this week.
Oh, heck no. Well, at least you didn't have nothing playing in your earbuds for you to hear that and you understand what they're saying. But once you get to your stop, start running and call the police. And I guarantee you there were probably people that might want to grab pretty girls for either human trafficking or naughty pleasures. You just never know.
To put it simply, they were planning on snatching me.
Oh, figured.
I heard them say that I'll disappear like the others. I was about 20 minutes away from home, so I knew I had to act quickly. Since I knew they could see me, there were 5 seats behind me, but like a cross, if that makes sense. I pretended to play on my phone, oblivious while I was actually texting my mom. Then all of a sudden, one of the guys moved 3 seats ahead of me, and the other one moved about 3 seats behind me. And we're the last ones on the bus. I text my mom, "Can you please meet me at the bus stop?" 5 minutes go by, no answer. We're getting closer to my stop, so I decided to call her cell. No answer. I'll call the house phone and she finally answers. At this point, it's about 12:30 a.m., so she was asleep. I try to talk as calmly as I can. This was our conversation. "Hey, Mom, did you get my text?" "No. What's up?" "Oh, I sent you a picture of these jeans I'm going to order online when I get home. I really need your opinion, so I really need you to look, since the sale ends at 1 a.m. She gets the hint that I need her to look at her cell phone. So I say goodbye, and I hope for the best. I tied my Adidas very tight. We get to my stop, and I see my mom's car. I stand up. Then the man in front of me stands up. Then the guy behind me stands up. I snatch my stuff and I sprint to the door and I got off the bus. with both men behind me, both yelling at each other to grab me. I didn't even look behind me. My mom sees the whole thing and jumps out of the car. I yell at her to get back in the car because they couldn't catch me. I hauled ass. I jump in the car and I tell my mom, just go. I look in the rear view and I see the guy staring at the car. The next morning, I called my job and I tell them that I quit. No more public transportation for me. Thanks to my mom for teaching me Spanish. And thanks to my mom for getting the hint.
I know, because if she hanged up the phone acting like she was annoyed or tired, I'd be like, what kind of a mother are you? But thank God she hanged up the phone and looked at the text messages and was like, oh, gotta get in my car and go meet her. Because if she weren't there, them guys would have grabbed her and she wouldn't be here anymore. Yeah, I figured once they were walking closer to her and sit down a few seats behind her, they were ready to lunge at her when she was getting off the bus. But they didn't count on her mother being there. I'm just glad that she's safe, and I don't blame her for calling her job saying she quit, because those guys are idiots just to give her night shifts to begin with, like for 4 weeks in a row. But anyway, let's get to story number 2.
My name is Mark, 58 years old. This story happened about 20 years ago. I used to be a truck driver, worked the night shifts. Been for about 7 years. I enjoyed it for the most part. It was good. I liked the quiet time I got to myself.
Okay.
One night I was driving, listening to the radio and drinking coffee, what I usually do. It was really dark on the secluded roads I was driving on. No street lamps around. All I could see were my own headlights on the road. And it lit up. Also pouring down with the rain. Came across a car that was pulled over on the side of the road. 2 men, and then ran into the forest, leaving the car doors open. I don't know why, but something made me stop and pull over as soon as I drove past.
I wouldn't have done that, because if you see people running into the woods with their car doors open, automatically tells me that they might have been setting up a trap for someone to stop and try to rob you. So this person should stay in their truck. But I know he's not. He wants to go check out things.
Turn my radio off, I don't know what I just saw and what I should do. After some thought, it did look odd, so I decided to check it out. I grabbed my flashlight and walked down the road towards the car. When I got there, I couldn't see anyone around. I spoke out and I said, "Hello? Anyone there?" I shone my light in the car and had a look inside. The car was on, the keys were in the ignition. I mumbled to myself, what's going on here? Just as I said that, I heard a branch snap in the woods. "Hello? Who's there?" No answer. I call it again. "Anyone there?"
I wouldn't be calling out to those people. You hear a twig snap and the car ignition was still on, that automatically should tell you that something's off here. You need to get back in your vehicle and go before these people jump out and attack you or even knock you down to the ground.
"You hurt?" Started to think that I shouldn't be here. Whoever those men were, they ran off, clearly didn't want me to know something and didn't need any help.
You need to go
Turned around,
then.
about to jog back to my truck when I heard a bump. I stopped and listened. I heard it again. It was coming from the trunk of the car. I tried to open it, but it was locked. I needed the keys. I quickly got them out of the ignition, opened the trunk, and I couldn't believe what I saw. There was a woman who was gagged and tied up. She was bleeding on her forehead and tears streaming down her face. I removed the cloth from her mouth, and she was begging me to help her. Before I could do anything, the 2 men ran out of the trees and they attacked me. One of them hit me real hard on my knee with a crowbar. I dropped to the floor screaming in pain, but the other hit me with a bat in my legs a few times to make sure I wasn't getting back up. They both then ran to the car, slammed shut the trunk, and drove off. The whole time I could hear the woman screaming for help. I tried to get up, but I was in too much pain. I couldn't stand up. I managed to crawl back inside my truck and radio for help. I told the police what happened. That woman was never seen again.
Oh, man. Well, thank God you heard her bumping the car trunk. Well, if you see a lady tied up, you should have just grabbed her out of the car and got her in your truck and took off. Then you wouldn't have to worry about those guys attacking you like they did. But I guarantee you that they probably were kidnapping that woman for ransom, human trafficking, or they deleted her and buried her body somewhere nobody could find her. I know that guy feels helpless now since he got jumped and couldn't even save that girl out of the trunk. But thankfully, they didn't delete him for seeing that woman or take his truck and left him out there. But that'll be something you definitely can't get over.
I was walking home late one night after finishing my shift at a store I work at. After about 5 minutes of walking, a car pulled up beside me. It was a police car, so I thought I was in some kind of trouble. A cop got out of the car and said, "Can I give you a lift home?" I wouldn't usually get into a stranger's car, but it was a cop, so I assumed I'd be safe. And the neighborhood I lived in was pretty suspect. I took him up on his offer and got in the car, gave him my address, and then he started driving.
Yeah, because you would think that police officers are there to help you. They're public servants. They'll be glad to help you. But sometimes you might have cops that are on patrol that are not really nice people. They might try to assault you. So you always got to be alert on things like that.
He was very overweight, had a mustache and a mole on his left cheek. The first few minutes of the car ride were pretty awkward as he nor I, we didn't say anything until he spoke. Lucky I picked you up when I did. All sorts of young women like yourself get sexually assaulted around here. Allegedly. And he chuckled. I thought that's a strange thing to say and even find amusing, especially for a cop. Right after that, he said, "But I got you safe in my arms, so don't you worry."
Yeah, I would find that very concerning because he said that this area was known for sexual assaults and he chuckled. I'll tell you right there, he only sees girls to mess with in a naughty way. Very disgusting.
As he said this, he placed his hand on my thigh, giving off a small chuckle once again. His fingernails were long, dirty, and broken. I awkwardly smiled and I chuckled with him. I was feeling very uncomfortable at this point. He removed his hand and put it back on the steering wheel. I just looked outside the window, regretting my decision to get in his car. A few moments go by until he said something again. "Do you work out? Those are some nice firm legs you have." To which I replied, "Sometimes, when I can." He said nothing, no reply. He just carried on driving. At this point, I noticed we had been driving longer than we should have. But I didn't say anything as I was too nervous and thought maybe he was just taking a different route. He spoke again, saying, "Must be tiring." I replied with, "What's tiring?" A short pause before he said, "To work out so much and have nice firm legs like you have." I said, he interrupted me saying, "I think you need a nice rub down. You're sore, right?" At this point, I was really freaked out and thought my life was in danger now. I didn't try to pull my phone out. And I tried to call my friend, but as soon as I put my hand in my bag, he said, "Don't even think about it." He snatched my bag and threw it out the window. I was thinking I'm about to be killed and started to cry. He pulled into a secluded parking lot and parked the car. I was too scared to move. He just sat there looking down at the steering wheel, breathing heavily. Then he got out of the car and opened up the trunk. I tried opening my door, but I couldn't and quickly jumped across the driver's side seat and flung the door open. He rushed back from the trunk and was there to intercept me. He grabbed my arm and tried to pull me back into the car. I bit his hand as hard as I could and he screamed and let go. I ran away as fast as I could, not looking back. I heard his car start up and the tires screeched driving fast. I ran and I hid in a nearby forest. I don't know, I hid for what felt like hours. I could see in the distant headlights of the police car patrolling the area. Thankfully, he gave up and never found me and drove off. I gathered up some courage and I ran all the way home. I only told my parents and one of my friends about the incident. I don't trust the police anymore, And I certainly don't walk alone at home at night.
Well, I wouldn't say stop trusting the police. There's always going to be like a few bad ones in the department. I'm surprised that she didn't say that after she told her parents and a friend they didn't go report him. I mean, I would be doing that because then they can get him suspended and arrested for assaulting the girl. I was glad that she got out of that nasty situation and got home safely. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more Nightmare Files related content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Square channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. I said that's a wrap. Have a nice day, y'all.